we would have still been in the way of life that had been predicted and designed by others than ourselves. So why Savior's Day? It is necessary to remind us of how far we had fallen and how far we had to go and how far we had already come. For my, reduced time this evening, we want to emphasize the value and the importance of the women.
Go ahead.
In strategic time period of our growth and development from the time of Farad. From the very beginning of the founding of this community by Mr. W.D. Farad, women have played a great part in its growth, its development, and its progress. The women were first attracted to his message. Then the men came and applied the backbone necessary for its continued growth. It was Sister Clara who attended the meeting of Mr. W.D. Farad first. And it was Sister Clara who convinced her husband, Elijah, to attend. Mr. Elijah said to us once, before he became Elijah Muhammad, that he felt that Mr. Farad's eyes were on him the entire talk. He said he accepted the message without any hesitation or reservation, because it seems that he was looking for that message all his young life. At that time, he was only 34 years old. With the establishment of Temple Number 1 in Detroit, Michigan, and the problems that usually comes from growth, Mr. W.D. Farad and the family of the new and now Supreme Minister, Elijah Muhammad, moved to Chicago. 3.5 years later, after he and his star pupil had founded Temple Number 2 here in Chicago and Temple Number 3 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Mr. W.D. Farad's mission was complete. During the turbulent years after Mr. W.D. Farad's departure and Mr. Muhammad's subsequent arrest and incarceration for failure to register for the military draft at the beginning of World War II, it was Sister Clara Muhammad who raised her children and held the community together.
That's it.
It was again Sister Clara Muhammad who kept her husband informed on family matters and the condition and progress of the community while he was incarcerated. In 1945, at the age of 47, and I mention these ages because it has a direct relevancy to those of us who are 47, older, and younger. That you have to begin this path early enough in life to grow into its significance and its meaning, to grow into its feeling and its worth and its value. So in 1945, at the age of 47, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was released from prison to the waiting arms of his loving family and small community that remained steadfast to his leadership while he was not with them. Coincidentally, in that same year of 1945, a young man who would figure prominently in the national growth of the Nation of Islam was being sentenced to 10 years in a Massachusetts state prison for burglary. His name was Malcolm Little. He was 20 years old at the time. At 47 years old, fresh out of prison, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had to restart the Nation of Islam, give it his personal touch, and assume the tremendous task and responsibility of taking the message of the Nation of Islam to the streets. But he needed younger men to help him. Mr. W.D. Farad had left him the language and the instruction to continue the plan, which was to raise the dead, raise them by the thousands, clean them up, and make all that come do all he or she can for the cause of Islam, build a nation, establish businesses and schools, buy farmland to put people to work, and then at the same time feed yourself. Remember, this plan was given to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad in the 1930s, the Depression era. Same as now. Stop talking people to death. Feed them. Give them something to do. Idle mind is the devil's workshop. Remember, it was not the Honorable Elijah Muhammad who originated this language of the Nation of Islam. It was Mr. W.D. Farad. His name is on all the lessons that every new member had to study and memorize and recite them perfectly before moving on to the next lesson. And I have all of those lessons. I still have them. Plus supplemental lessons. There were 5 lessons consisting of 23 full-type pages, plus the prayers and supplemental lessons and information that had to be studied and memorized, all prepared by Mr. W.D. Farad. It was Mr. W.D. Farad who introduced himself as Mr. W.F. Mohammed. It was Mr. W.D. Farad who said he was a prophet, whom he described as one who comes to uplift fallen humanity. Actually, as Imam Mohammed said once, that Mr. W.D. Farad had borrowed messages and information from leaders before 1930, such as Marcus Garvey and Noble Jew Ali. And the saying, uplifting of fallen humanity, was actually a saying of Noble Jew Ali. It was Mr. W.D. Farad who said that he was the Son of Man. Imam W.D. Muhammad's comment about that is that when Mr. W.D. Farad used that term, his father, being a student of the Bible, understood him to be like Christ, whom some Christians say was God in the person. Mr. W.D. Farad brought a new working language to the African American community. Assalamu alaikum was unheard of before. Laws found, tribe of Shabazz, Nation of Islam, Allah, Muhammad, Islam, Muslim, FOI, MGT, and Mahdi. All of these were languages brought to this community by Mr. W.D. Farad. And this language was reinforced through the lessons, through the workbooks, and assignments to the member students of the Nation of Islam under Mr. W.D. Farad. Another major event happened in the late 1940s and early 1950s that would change my life from where it was headed into the life that has now been established by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Imam W.D. Muhammad. 4 members of the little family, Wilfred, Philbert, Reginald, and a sister, became members of Temple No. 1 in Detroit. They had a younger brother in prison that they used to write and visit. As you know, his name was Malcolm. Malcolm was released from prison in 1952. He was 27. He wrote his letter of application. It was accepted, and he received his act.